How do I get to this eldritch hellscape that this house is on?
And I'm going to talk about me, myself, and my problems here for a little while.
The Rule 34 questions were last week.
That's not a puzzle, it's pushing blocks.
If a wave of dragons are coming to raise my town and burn my crops, that's pretty awful to me directly.
But I want to hear about your other shitty characters.
Of course, invest in a robotic Flava Flav.
This is the Debate This podcast.
Welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this podcast, we take time out of our busy adult lives to argue over the important things, like comics, video games, and why first-person shooters reached their peak in 1997 with 007 GoldenEye, and everything after has just been a remake with better graphics.
Oh,
That's
you're trying to
not-
start fights today.
To be fair, that's
you're
exactly
just-
what Perfect Dark was, but okay.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's just straight up
It
wrong.
isn't wrong. That's fine. You can at me in your free time. My name is Matt Cole, and joining me today are Kyle, Short Bob with long side-swept bang Harper, Todd, highly volumized layered Bob Thomas, and Andrew, Bob with soft fringes and outward curls Henderson.
My nickname in college.
You know, I was struggling to think of what to tell my barber to do next time I win, so this is good.
No, I
Yeah.
think Andrew had it right. Like, I don't know how you nailed my college nickname so well, but you got it.
If my name was Robert, that's how my friends would differentiate me.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, the influence...
I'm out, everybody!
That'll do it for Debate This.
So we're just starting here and going up from there, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
there's
this is-
nowhere we can go but up now.
All right. Buckle up, listeners.
Buckle up, because the influence of world builder type games grows every day. We've gone from Sims and Civ to Minecraft and Gmod to the ever popular, ever communist brain melter that is Animal Crossing. The idea of building your own home has spawned more video game spin-offs than just about anything else in history, likely due to millennials' inability to ever actually build their own homes. It seems that the only idea that has spawned more spin-offs than that of building your own home is watching other people with stranger jobs and confusingly higher salaries buy their homes on cable TV. With that in mind, I've crafted a challenge which combines the sick, twisted world of Tom Nook with my own debilitating addiction to HGTV's House Hunters. I'm turning the guys into realtors as my professional butterfly-sniffing girlfriend and I are moving into the village, and I need a place to live. Our budget is limitless, our demands are ridiculous, and of course, we don't agree on shit. So my dudes, tell me about the homes you've lined up for me to visit today, and give me the realtor.com listing of the home, just the general overview.
Butterfly sniffing sounds dirty.
That was a 70s drug
not
thing.
not to kink shame, but
That was a very mean and dressed up adjective.
I don't know, man. I've seen so many of those House Hunter memes, and they all just start to
Oh, that's
sound
my
believable
favorite.
at one point or
Like I'm
another.
a paper mache appreciation artist, and then the other person is a professional mime.
Yeah, like I'm a
Our
stay-at-home
budget is
reptile
$3 trillion.
breeder. Yeah.
Matt, as a connoisseur of home and garden television, is there like an everyman, like if you could wrap every dude and every woman in these shows into like one like main caricature, what would you say?
Well, so it's like really interesting because HGTV has their like man's man, you know, like the Chip Gaines of the world. But then House Hunters lives in its own realm because it literally is everybody. And I've learned that there are two types of guys, like two types of main dudes on House Hunters. And it's young people with way too much money and way too high of goals, and old people with really strange demands and more money that they don't want to spend.
Okay.
and they're all less than 12 months away from getting a divorce.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They super are.
So I love the like 3 months later, and you can clearly see that they aren't happy and that things aren't going well.
That
It's my
accent
favorite
wall
part
has
of the
become the
episode.
bane of their existence. Hey,
Awesome.
I want to tell you how I'm going to win, so I want Kyle to go.
Oh, okay. So Matt, I've got this gorgeous, maybe a tad unorthodox property for you today.
All right.
It's an incredible beachfront place located in a bustling port town with everything you would want. all within walking distance of your new home are a cafe, an active port with a luxury cruise liner, so things are always coming and going. It's got good shopping, it's got a gym, and it's got a Pokemon Center. So today I'm going to show you Glitter Lighthouse in Olivine City of the Johto region, because I think we found your next home there, Matt.
It is Glitter Lighthouse?
Glitter Lighthouse is the official name of the lighthouse, not just Olivine Lighthouse like I thought before I looked it up today.
So like Craft Herpes Lighthouse?
I think more like what the light in the lighthouse does as it spins around, it glitters.
They took that description off of the Zillow listing, Matt. They didn't want to put it that way.
All right, well, Todd, tell me about what you have, and hopefully it won't stick on me forever until I shower with acid.
Oh, it's a special kind of sticky. It's a nostalgic kind of sticky, Matt. I'm here to offer you the house of your dreams that's limited only by your imagination and how many times you can type Rosebud into the cheat menu. I'm talking about your dream house from the OG Sims, because you'll be living on some extraplanar cul-de-sac with neighbors that don't actually exist and a road that disappears to the edges of the screen. The type of house is the type of house is exactly what you probably dreamt of as an 8th grader. That is to say, it has a pool, a cabana, and a robot butler that'll make you hamburgers and clean up after you whenever you pee yourself. Matt, the sky's the limit in your 700,000 square foot box house that has 2 floors, 3 hot tubs, 7 electric guitars, 3 espresso machines, and no beds, because you don't need them because rock stars pass out and then they sleep on the floor. And as you become the well-functioning adult you always thought you'd become, best of all, should you have the inclination to play God and throw a stranger murder party, that ultimate power comes with the ownership of this residence. All of that for the low, low price of 20,000 simoleons. Don't ask me about the exchange rate.
How do I get to this eldritch hellscape that this house is?
Oh, you just wait. It's sandwiched between what you two schmucks are bringing today, and everyone knows the middle house is the best one.
That was the weirdest reboot of Blank Check I've ever heard.
Oh, it's gonna get dark. Did any of you 3 play The Sims? Like, were you Sims players?
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's gonna be some good deep cuts. Buckle in.
Great. I will plan on putting somebody in the bathtub and deleting the stairs. Not the bathtub, the swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
A sandbox game where you can murder people is literally the back of the box description that Matt looks for.
Yeah, exactly.
all he needs.
You've ticked all of my boxes. So, Andrew, why don't you
Right.
tick a few more of them?
Well, I can take a few more because I know that you like 2 things: horror and the outdoors.
Good.
That's not inaccurate.
Yep. So let me present to you your new bastion of tranquility, your mountain palace hidden among the trees. The Spencer Mansion from the Resident Evil series, Resident Evil 1 specifically. The Spencer Mansion was originally built in 1967 for the wealthy British Earl Oswald E. Spencer. Mansion was built and designed in the Victorian style of the 1800s and embodies all of the ornate and lavishness of that period. There are 28 decorated rooms. So this mansion comes pre-decorated. You won't have to move a single thing. All you need to do is show up. Everything's there waiting for you. You'll find an expansive dining room for hosting guests, a study, a private hiking trail, several galleries still containing some priceless art collections. There's stained glass, there's classical pieces, there's suits of armor.
Ooh, suits of armor.
Don't push them into certain patterns. We'll cover that in a bit.
Oh, good.
And also, you've got a separate guest quarters. You can use it for an in-law suite or for other. You can Airbnb it out. And finally, you get your own helipad. Who doesn't want their own helipad? While no one has formally lived here since the Spencer family, there are plenty of support staff on site that have continued to maintain the property. Just don't engage them directly, and everything will be absolutely great.
There's a lot of strings attached to this last listing.
Has anyone been given the name Oswald at birth and grown up to be an upstanding member of society and not a crazy supervillain?
No,
I
don't think
say
so.
It's a solid
I don't think
no.
there are a lot of. Wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog's name almost Oswald?
If
I
it
don't
wasn't, Oswald the
now.
Speedy Blue Hedgehog.
Oswald the Ocelot?
Oh no, it was
He's
something
gotta
else.
move quickly.
It wasn't that. It was something else. There was an Oswald in the Mickey cartoons as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah. Oswald the rabbit.
this
Yeah.
all sounds good, and I like Andrew's chance for supplemental income, and helipad sounds hella tight. So,
Oh, I should disclose that this listing is sponsored in part by the Umbrella Corporation.
oh well, now
They've
the man's
never
bringing
done
it down.
anything
Disclose
bad
that.
ever.
Hashtag ad.
All
Sounds
right.
legit.
Yeah, definitely the first thing that pops up when you Google homes near me. Now, with that being said, speaking of Google, while my girlfriend is busy sniffling butterflies, I'm too bogged down with my feral cat wrangling to be bothered with actually visiting any of these homes. And I've hit the Google Maps and I've seen the street view, but I'm going to need you to give me the virtual tour of the home. Tell me about the floor plan, describe some rooms and amenities to me, and give me the general overview of the decor.
All right. So, like I said, we're talking about a legitimate lighthouse here. So we've got a nice 5-story lighthouse. It's got an observation deck on the lantern level of the lighthouse up at the very top. You can walk around. Beautiful views of the ocean for miles. And you've got a nice outdoor area on the 3rd floor as well. So you don't have to go all the way up. You can have a nice seaside outdoor picnic barbecue on the 3rd floor of your home. It's great. Glitter Lighthouse comes with 7 bedrooms, 0 bathrooms.
Wait,
it's got
hold
its
on.
own
Hold
elevator.
on. Wait, no, hold on.
There's our first hand wave of the evening.
Sorry, do you need to poop?
Do we poop?
I do poop. I do in fact poop. Can you?
All right.
Can you fill me in on
that has been this episode of Do It Poop, where we concluded Matt do poop.
So what? Where am I to poop, Kyle?
I don't know. The cafe that's in walking distance, the ocean.
That's your own goddamn business.
We could put in a bathroom. I'm not saying it can't have bathrooms. It just doesn't, because it's a lighthouse, not someone's home right now. So it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but you do have 5 floors to work with, 7 rooms. It's recently been renovated. Before the renovations, past occupants complained of falling through the floor a lot. We fixed that problem.
Okay, that's a big plus.
And if you buy this property, it comes with its very own Ampharos for you to have that runs the lighthouse for you.
Is that a Pokemon that is shaped like a lighthouse that just does lighthouse things?
It's a Pokemon with a very bright light on its tail.
So it's
that is sick.
He's like a dumpy Dragonite.
Yeah. And it's sick in the game. So you might have to take care of it from time to time. But other than that, he runs the lighthouse portion of it, and he's really good at his job.
So, just to clarify, do I have to do anything with the lighthouse? What are my responsibilities if I move into this property, if any?
You don't have to do anything except maybe care for the Ampharos when he gets sick. But other than that, he runs the lighthouse. He turns on his tail and guides those boats in. You are free from all of that trouble.
Okay. I was looking for a house, not necessarily a pet. I have a lot of those, what with the feral cat wrangling and the butterfly sniffing and such. But perhaps things can be worked around if it's an employee and less of a dependent. So
listen, so I'm going to tell you about mine because mine doesn't require you to file a W-2 for a Pokemon. So much like anyone who's ever built a house with no financial limitations, the overall flow of my house can only be described as open concept and we didn't think this through. So
frantic and chaos.
Big old pair of air quotes on that open concept.
I drew big boxes and put a roof on it and filled it with shit. So that's what you did in the original Sims. Anyway, I have it on good accord that I hear you like old suits of armor. I'll tell you what, my house also has old suits of armor, and more than Andrew's listing. It's also got an unnecessary moat, and it's got a large room full of wicker chairs and a concerning amount of urns laying around. Ignore those last 2 things. Also, it has 7 different...
Why are there so many wicker chairs?
Oh, we'll get to that later.
How many is a concerning amount of urns?
I'll tell you what. Whatever number you think in your head, it's more. there's more.
So I would like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You asked me to ignore those last two things, and I would like to ask you, what happens if I choose not to ignore those last two things?
I'll tell you what. We're gonna get back to them, but I've got more for you, Matt. So also, I heard you're concerned about toilets. That's fair. Your house listing here has 7 different toilets just hanging out, but I want to make it clear you don't need toilets because you have a robot butler that'll clean up your human messes. And just wait until you see all of the lawn gnomes and the fireworks that we can combine for fun explosions. And if you like seasonally appropriate themed decorations that come as various pay-for-play downloads, boy, are you in luck, my man. I got your listing right here.
So you said 7 toilets, but you didn't specify bathrooms or bedrooms, and I'm curious about that.
Well, so here's the thing. In my stupid Todd brain, this is the very first house that anyone made in The Sims when they found out that there was a cheat code. So you probably just drew a big goddamn box. And then you didn't even care about putting walls in it. You were just like, couches, hot tubs, toilets, got it. So
17 pinball machines.
17 pinball machines, got it. So the layout, that's what I really want to drive home. The we didn't think this through plays into the open concept layout here. If you think about
That's where all the charm is.
Well, if you think about what a country kitchen is, sometimes just like a kitchen that opens up into a big long like table. Your whole house is a country kitchen, but it's like a country bathroom and kitchen and guitar studio and wicker chair
urn
emporium.
repository.
Okay.
MC Escher Nightmare.
I've been left with some questions that I hope will be answered. But
50-50.
I want to hear about my last property option. Andrew, can you walk me through the layout of Castle de Spencer?
So, Matt, you are a man who appreciates fine things. I know this. I know about you. I think you have while you might not seem to on the surface, you have a taste for the life of luxury. Now, the Spencer Mansion quadruples in size of anything that you've heard today. It contains 28 individual rooms across 3 floors and a basement, totaling what we think to be approximately 10,000 square feet. Now, that's a lot of fucking space.
That is a lot of fucking space.
Not only do you have the inside space, but you've got the entire Spencer estate. Outside is a private graveyard. Very cool Gothic imagery. There's vines all over the place. Behind the graveyard is a secluded path leading up to the Trevor guardhouse. So picture yourself entering in breathing in the lush mountain air of the Arclay Mountains, nestled inside near the remote town of Raccoon City. You follow the secluded path while avoiding the dogs up to the expertly crafted double wooden doors made of imported Pacific Northwest maple. As you walk into the grand foyer, you immediately notice the early 18th century Victorian inspiration. To the left is your main dining room, complete with Victorian-era paintings that match the aesthetic and a gigantic table for entertaining guests. After dinner, you take your guests through the tea room that's located around the back, and then or the fully stocked bar behind the tea room. You can walk them through your inexplicably 7 art galleries that showcase your new collection of suits of armor and more paintings than anyone could ask for. You'll also find on the second floor a library, sitting rooms, 2 bedroom and 1 bathroom.
28 rooms and 1 bathroom?
I have questions.
I have answers.
They're both pressing, and I don't know which is more pressing. And when I ask them, I can't explain why I'm asking in this order. Why is the ratio 7 art galleries to 1 bathroom?
we here at Umbrella Corporation feel that aesthetic is very important to the overall existence. Now, everyone do poop, but not everyone do have suits of armor. And that's a very important distinction. So for Matt, someone who appreciates the finer things in life, we feel it's very important that he get a taste of the luxurious by being able to display his new collection.
Okay, so that's my other concerning question is you did not really spend much time talking about the dogs that you had to avoid to get into the front door, and I'd like to talk
don't
more
worry
about
the dogs. I wouldn't worry about the dogs.
So you're saying they don't pose any threat?
I wouldn't worry about the dogs. So as you walk through the private sprawling hiking path,
You
you'll
sprint
encounter
through the hiking path.
as you walk casually through the private hiking
As you
path.
stroll through your private hiking trail.
As you look where you're going and check your 6 at different times, you will find the Trevor Guardhouse, which acts as like I said, the in-law suite or the detached estate. Now this comes with its own set of bedrooms and its own bathrooms, so technically 2 bathrooms on the estate. Yeah, and previous guests staying at the guardhouse, people love this guardhouse, and like I said, if you don't have the people coming in, you can actually use it as an Airbnb, bring in other people. It's a great way to make a little side income. Previous guests staying at the guardhouse have noted the unusually tranquil nature of the estate, saying that they're put to sleep by faint sounds of running water. Definitely don't go underground. There's absolutely not a sewer guarded by man-eating sharks. Anyway.
I feel like we're having a
Before we go on, Matt,
dog situation again.
Matt, you have your concealed carry, right? Because you're definitely going to want your concealed carry permit before you check out this house.
So mostly I'm concerned that I just keep inheriting pets every house I look at. It's like it comes with a pet.
No. There's definitely not a man-eating shark.
It seems like a man-eating shark is something really specific for you to bring up if there definitely isn't one.
There is absolutely 0 man-eating sharks in the sewer below the Trevor Guardhouse. Okay,
so I would like to point out and give credit where credit is due that I asked for a virtual tour, and Andrew gave me the Oculus Rift powered 3D rendering that I can 360 click and drag around. Kyle gave me a pamphlet that he made on Microsoft Publisher, and Todd gave me the crayon drawing that he did in 6th grade of his dream home for a science project.
Okay, I'm not going to fully argue with all of that, but to be fair, to get a full tour of your whole home, when you walk in the front door, it's all there. Open concept. I mean, the line of sight for a human being is only impeded by the natural, hills and valleys of the earth. So, I mean, truly, you can see to the horizon in your front door.
Human sight is only obstructed by the curve of the earth, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Matt, there's one more thing I want to leave you with.
Of course there is.
Because I
more
know,
pets.
Yeah. In addition to the life of luxury, what you really need the most is entertainment. And there is nothing on God's green earth that's more entertaining than the Spencer Mansion. It is full of unique
mandatory
mechanisms.
fun.
Yeah, the mansion is full of fun secret passageways and hidden chambers, guaranteed to entertain even the most avid puzzle fan. Fill your pockets with as many crests and arrow tips that you can find, because you never know which brass emblem could lead you to a new area. It's very, very fun. And don't worry if you happen across any of our enigmatic housing staff, be sure to say hello from a safe distance. Just don't linger too long. They take their work very, very seriously. They don't mean any harm. They just want to ensure your stay is as pleasurable as possible and will definitely, absolutely not eat your brains.
The way that you really hit the word fun really hard makes me think that it's not actually fun.
No, it's super fun. You can collect 10 small keys. You probably won't be able to carry 6 of them. The keys are inexplicably as large as a revolver or a shotgun, but you can definitely carry 2 of them and 3 crests. And you'll probably need to manage putting stuff down. You won't be able to carry everything. These are really big crests. But anytime you see a hole, like a 6-sided hole, there's probably like a crest that goes there. So just pick up whatever you find. It's super fun. It's really cool.
Can you finish the rest of this episode without saying the word crest?
Crest.
Well, now that I've gotten at least some semblance of a tour of these properties, everyone knows that when buying a home, the most important thing is location, location, location. So tell me about the property, the neighborhood, and the area of the world that I'm in. What can I do there? Who will I meet? And Andrew, please leave indoor puzzles out of the equation. Thanks.
So besides the fantastic ocean view that I've harped on, that totally isn't an eldritch hellscape or an isolated cat mansion in the woods where no one can hear you scream. It's just a normal, a completely normal city. Like I can't stress enough how normal Olivine City is compared to the other two options you're looking at. It's got, like I said, it's got a nice port for ships to come in. Every now and then you may get a chance to ride the luxury liner SS Anne. It'll take you to the Kanto region. You can drop you off in Vermilion City and you can go all around there. Just get back on. It'll bring you back. Can't recommend the SS Anne enough. Now, Matt, let me ask you a question.
All right.
Do you want to be the very best? Like no one ever was?
I do.
Because Olivine City has a officially registered Pokemon gym. So you can begin your Pokemon League challenge there. Fight Gym Leader Jasmine. And then if you do that and you get wiped out and you're really thirsty, you want to drink, it's got a nice cafe. Go there, get some tea. But some of the sailors from the port like to go there to blow off steam, so you might get in a couple fights. So just be careful, but really great place.
Why are you getting in fights?
Yeah, why are there fights
while drinking tea?
They're big burly sailors, and they got a lot of steam to blow off, and they do it by well, not necessarily fights, but dog fights. And more, but don't worry, these are sanctioned dog fights by the Pokemon League, so you're fine. You can win some money there if you really want.
I really question the legality of the things that you just suggested I do for fun.
All on the up and up. Can't stress enough. Completely legal, fully sanctioned by the Pokemon League. You get prize money if you win. Like not just like back alley betting money, but like legit can put it on your taxes prize money. All on the up and up, I swear. You're gonna love it. It's a fantastic city. Everything is in walking distance. Did I mention that? Can walk anywhere. Anywhere. You can walk there.
Or ride a bike.
Or ride a bike if you so choose. But everything's so close you can walk there.
Hey, Kyle, what's in the town? Like, besides the Pokemon gym?
And the cafe.
There is also a Pokemon Center, like I said earlier.
What if I'm not into Pokemon? Am I going to enjoy... How are the schools?
There are no schools. No schools in
so I've
City.
got strong feelings over communities that homeschool everyone, so I don't...
What about public works? Like, is there a library? Is there public transportation?
No library. Again, you can ride the SSN. You get that cruise pass. You can ride the SSN anytime you want.
What about like government? Like, is there a ruling? Is there some sort of like ruling?
Oh, the Pokemon League handles all of that. All conflicts, laws, all handled by
settled by
Pokemon
dog
League.
fighting.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It's all taken
sanctioned, paid for dog fighting.
This is a completely anarchist commune.
We cleaned up the crime syndicate. They're not around anymore, so you don't need to worry about them. Some 10-year-old beat their boss in a dogfight, and he just left, and they dissolved, and they're gone now. So there's no crime.
Yo,
you're great.
How is there no crime if there's no law?
Exactly.
Okay, can I tell you about mine now, Matt?
I am both intrigued and concerned about legally sanctioned dogfighting, and would like to move on to Todd's Eldritch Hellscape.
The
No,
animals
Matt.
enjoy the fighting. Did I not mention that? They love it
I
almost
don't
as
know
much
that
as we
you
do.
can say that as
I
someone who's not an
like
animal.
I don't like
That
this
feels really
Michael Vick
icky.
on the podium situation we've got going on here. So here's the thing, Matt. The neighborhood that I'm bringing you today, the house in the neighborhood, it's the best neighborhood ever because it's filled with houses and families that you've given up on and live in other failure houses that are probably modeled after your best friends from 9th grade and pop culture icons from that time. So these other houses in the neighborhood, they probably include things that resemble humans but stretch the limit of the Sims character creator. So just for reference, I mean, your new best friends are Dan with the big face and Benny Shortarms. And just down the street is just down the street is Jenny Stevens. You know, the girl you always wanted to date, but you were too afraid to talk to. Well, you know what? Now who's not cool enough, Jenny? You're talking to a god man with an armada of robot butlers carrying plates of burgers, Jenny. But the thing I got to tell you, Matt, you gotta act fast before Jenny marries Benny Shortarms and becomes Jenny Shortarms, and then the whole neighborhood gets messed up, all because probably a younger sibling logged on and played from that other house. But the point here is that this neighborhood they're all either pre-generated families that are very vanilla, non-threatening, and not into dogfighting, or
Are those dog whistles for white, Todd? Are you trying
no,
to...
I'm not going to talk about how property values are higher in a certain corner. That's some shit. So what your neighbors are the other mistake houses that you started to fill up with your friends like as characters and then said, nah, it's not cool enough. Or you built a house that was really shitty and then you found the endless money code and you never looked back on your disgraceful house.
See, it's a rookie move. You never want to be the richest house on the block.
Ooh, okay. I am going to say this is the nicest house. Well, you're the biggest house in the block, but maybe not the nicest. So there's always that one really, really like McMansion house that comes in The Sims that no one ever like raises their money and like works hard as a character and then ultimately buys. No one wants that. Your house is limitless in, square footage and toilets, whereas all their house has is a veranda. So yeah, you may not want to be the nicest house in the block. You're just the biggest and most imposing and geometrically simplified house.
Okay, so that's cool and all like about the house and stuff, but what else do I do? Like what else is there other than people who look like people I've met before, but only a little bit, and maybe if you squint your eyes? What else do I do?
Okay.
God, this sounds like every nightmare I've ever had.
So for fun, you can throw house parties. If you put out some balloons that ultimately deteriorate and pop, signifying ritualistically the party is over, you can summon strangers to your house and have your robot butler make hamburgers for them. And that is when the fun begins, Matt, because you are the host with the most. You just... to get into your house, they have to swim across the moat, which not that they know, but like then they're contractually
Why is this the
obligated.
first we're hearing about the moat?
No, this is the second we're hearing about
No,
the
I
moat.
mentioned the moat.
Okay.
There's a very small sign on their invite that says once they've entered the moat, they are contractually obligated to abide by the rules of the Death House. So
The
that's
Death House.
Oh no, that's a third act reveal. I've said too much. Continue.
Okay. Well then,
I have a question.
yeah.
I would like to raise my hand. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes, you.
What happens? What happens when Matt walks 20 feet away from his house and then falls into the endless void?
You should. So in The Sims, you could actually be a flat earther, because if we're referencing the original Sims, that was before the expansions when you could leave like the confines of your compound.
Yeah.
So nothing. When you
You cease to be.
so if you so choose to take a job, I don't know why you would. You have endless money. But if you so choose to take a job, you are picked up from your house every day, which is nice. You get public transportation, and then you disappear into a void where time flies by at an incredible rate, and then you come home. So, you know what? Don't worry about what happens outside there, right? Come on, gang. Like we don't need to think about that.
Matt, I'm also going to suggest that you don't go swimming in any of the pools.
Oh,
Just a hunch.
So okay. All right. While nothing says nostalgia like ninth grade girls I was too afraid to talk to and the strange allure of the endless void, I'm really curious to hear about the property that Andrew has for me. So, Andrew, talk to me about what else I can do outside of the Spencer Mansion.
You don't go outside the Spencer Mansion.
Picture this. You wake up to the sounds of birds chirping. No car alarms, no sirens, no homeless people pooping on your front stoop. Barely any civilization at all. You get up, you throw on a sweatshirt, grab some coffee, and step outside to see the red-orange glow of dawn set against the backdrop of the rolling hills of the beautiful Arclay Mountains. From your window, you can see what looks like miniature figures of cars in the distance. Well, that's the nearby town of Raccoon City. The sleepy mountain community has all of the creature comforts you need to make your stay here as perfect as possible. Hey, if you're looking to change careers, why not consider applying to Umbrella Corp?
Oh, there it is.
There just so happens to be an office located conveniently close to your location in Raccoon City. Surprisingly close to the Spencer estate. Not only would you be living your best life, you'd be doing it while working alongside one of the country's premier supplier of best-in-class pharmaceuticals, medical hardware, defense solutions, and computer systems. Raccoon City has consistently been ranked as one of the best places to live by the annual Umbrella Corp Real Estate Report. A hiker's paradise, it perfectly blends the small-town feel of the Midwest with the outdoor enthusiast tourism attractions of the Pacific Northwest. Residents may seem standoffish at first, but you'll quickly come to love their quirky demeanor after sticking around for supper just once. Just remember that accidents happen, and in the event that you do come across something that may look dead, it never hurts to shoot or stab it in the head, just to be sure.
I was worried that I kind of gave away a little too much that I was the kill house. Don't think I'm the kill house.
There is
I'm the only
nothing
not
absolutely
kill house.
wrong with Raccoon City. It is a beautiful, sleepy mountain town, complete with very, very not dead people.
You said not dead.
They're very, very not dead.
That all tracks. That all sounds legit.
I don't know if you guys have ever been like actually pitched by someone from high school for a pyramid scheme.
This guy has.
Or sat with your
Yeah, me
family
too.
listening to a timeshare pitch. But it sounds a lot like what Andrew is doing, where like it sounds really good and then it takes a turn and then it comes back and sounds really good again. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Andrew. The middle sounds good, but these turns raise questions for me.
I feel like you're trying to sell me Cutco knives, but
I was
the
definitely
knives,
sitting here thinking, Andrew's done this before.
but the knives you're trying to sell me aren't knives. They're actually undead dogs that will eat me.
There are no undead dogs that will eat you in Raccoon City.
And remind me again the stat. How many sharks are there?
There are 0 sharks waiting to eat you in Raccoon City.
The way that you're saying this, though, makes me think that there's something's not quite on the up and up. Is the house actually in Raccoon City?
Todd, I feel like I've been pretty clear. Now, when I say there is no death in Raccoon City, there are 0 dead people in Raccoon City.
But
I think that's leaves for a very good living experience, which is why Umbrella Corporation voted it the 3rd best place to live in 2018. How about that?
What was 1 and 2?
Do you have reports from any other sources?
if I go in TripAdvisor Raccoon City, am I going to find this kind of a reputation?
We don't feel that TripAdvisor is a really reputable organization. Just anyone can go on there and make a vote. And we tend to get some people that say some not super nice things about us. Very, very untrue. What you need to know is there is no death in Raccoon City.
Well, on that note, because this is House Hunters, have some ridiculous need. And, being House Hunters, it's probably for an extra bedroom in which I can store all of my feral cats and or a 3-story barbecue for my wife's father to use when he visits from the Ukraine, or something else ridiculous, inevitably shoehorned into a House Hunters episode. And in the spirit of that, I would like for you to tell me about what the thing is that makes this house the home. What's the special feature that no other house has and makes it way too good to pass up?
It's a lighthouse. I don't know what else to say beyond at the top of your house is a beacon that guides ships passage and home safely. And isn't that awesome? And it comes with it. You get your own Pokemon with it. I mean, I didn't think I needed to sell it much more than you get to live in a lighthouse.
Okay, all right. Strong point to point out exactly what you've been saying since the very beginning and not leave anything up to question. Todd, what about you?
The subtext, I feel like the subtext there is not you get to live in the lighthouse, but you have to live in a lighthouse.
No.
And you get saddled with your own Pokemon, your own personal burden.
No.
You have to supervise a Pokemon on an 8-hour shift, and sometimes it gets sick.
Yeah,
No.
are you just trying to get Matt to take a job without any pay?
No, of course not.
Because this sounds like a job.
No,
It
it's
sounds like
lots
a
of
bad
fun.
job.
You live in a lighthouse. It's really cool. It's really fun.
That's like saying you work at a pool all summer. Oh, but you have to sleep in the lifeguard station. Like,
Oh, did you guys not sleep in the lifeguard
Also,
station
yeah.
when you?
Also, you get the opportunity to watch over all these cool people. And in case anyone drowns, just kind of yank them out.
are you into
now
dog
you're-
fights? I got
now
a good lead on
Yeah.
some dog fights.
Now you guys are putting words in my mouth. I didn't say any of that.
You
You
said
get to
dog
live in a lighthouse,
fights.
Matt. It's fine. It's great.
You said dog fights a lot more than I think a person should say dog fights in a real estate listing.
I don't remember that.
So it doesn't count.
There it is.
All right, Matt, I've got you.
All right, please
So-
do.
So here's the thing. Why this is just too good of a deal. 20,000 simoleons. You know how much that is in US dollars?
I don't.
I don't either. So you're omnipotent. Your omnipotent house designed in a Mountain Dew fueled fever dream will be the talk of the neighborhood. Or at least what's left of it after the culling of those who tried to leave your housewarming party a little too early. Your new, reasonably priced box home comes with the powers of Ra, as you can create and destroy and smite all those who fall victim of your abuse of the debug menu. You need mountains, Matt? You got mountains. You are only limited by your imagination and the pixel capacity of like Windows 98. So did Benny steal your girlfriend? Then let's drain his mortal happiness down until Sonny the tragic clown comes to cheer him up and haunt his dreams. Then we'll lock him in the flaming wicker prison and delete the doors, Matt. Best of all,
That took a turn.
yeah, well, there's more. Best of all, should you decide to delete the pool ladders and lessen the neighborhood population, you get a special visit by the Grim Reaper to decorate your lawn with urns and tombstones. The supernatural and immaculate landscape home of your dreams is all within your Cheeto-covered fingertips, Matt. It's all here. You get it all.
Everything we've talked about today feels very culty. Like, very
No,
culty.
it's not a cult. It's not a cult. Jenny just should have loved you first. It's not a cult.
Okay.
Not a cult.
So let's move on.
Hopefully you don't have more than 4 friends, because having more than 5 people on screen at one time will fuck your computer.
Oh, it's
right
gonna
it's gonna
grind to you're gonna count every pixel on the flame in the wicker dungeon.
Least favorite Nick Cage movie ever.
Okay. Go ahead, Andrew. Tell me about the thing in the home.
Local residents of Raccoon City might appear to look on you with disdain, but trust us, they're just jealous you didn't take advantage of this great deal. Now, you might hear rumors like, the mansion is built atop a sewer, or there's a secret laboratory in the water guarded by a man-eating shark where horrific science is being done to rewrite the mortality of man. But these are all simply fables. Tall tales that have been passed down through the years since the Spencer's residence. In actuality, this is your chance to live the life you always knew you deserved. nestled securely in your own personal mountain paradise. Better than that, you'll be helping out Umbrella to solve some of the greatest problems plaguing our society today. Your investment will contribute, in part, to initiatives like providing clean water to third world countries, curing the world's deadliest diseases, or evolving humankind to resist death's mortal coil. Your work with Umbrella Corp will be some of the most fulfilling of your life, so much so that it might feel like time has become arbitrary, like night turns into day and back without a thought. And maybe a day turns into a week or a month. Maybe the idea of eternity becomes less of an intangible concept and more of a reality. Whether you willingly work with us or not, you can be assured that your sacrifice will be for the betterment of the evolution of man.
Huh.
So,
What?
Umbrella Corp.
So wait, the good thing.
Your life is our business.
Make sure you read the fine print really well on this signing.
Hold
Matt,
on, I
when
want to
you-
make sure that I got it right. That the good thing that I get if I get this house is that I have
suits
to
of armor.
sacrifice
Yes,
myself.
exactly. You'll get plenty of suits of armor. You'll have. Did I mention the 28 rooms? Because there are 28 motherfucking rooms in this piece.
Still only one bathroom though.
One bathroom. It's a
there's
big
a half
bathroom. You
bath
can
in
do
the
a lot with
hallway.
it. There's a half bath in the hallway. You can turn one of the 7 galleries into a bathroom if you're
Anything's
really
a bathroom
creative.
if you want it to be.
Anything's a bathroom if you want it to be.
Okay, well that was a journey, and now it is time for everyone's favorite super secret bonus question. So, the best part about Animal Crossing and any other sandbox game is unhindered Manifest Destiny inspired expansion. I hired you as a realtor, but I need you to work as a contractor. Tell me about the expansion you're building me, thanks to me inheriting a field of perfect peach trees.
Your peach trees are your. That's what your oil magnate is.
I-
Is peach trees.
Googled how to make lots of money in Animal Crossing, and that's what it told me to do.
It didn't tell you to go when it's raining and fish and catch the coelacanth.
Yeah, or
have,
catching beetles.
I have 100% played more Sims, more Resident Evil, and more Pokemon than I have ever played Animal Crossing in my life. So, yeah. My knowledge of the argument is vast. My knowledge of the basis of the question is minimal at best. So, that being said, I have a field of peach trees, and I think that Tom Nook will give me money for those if they're perfect, and Wikipedia tells me they will be. So, what will I be being built?
That wasn't
Matt-
a sentence.
Shh, we're gonna move on, Todd.
Matt, we're gonna take your 5-story lighthouse and build as many stories to add as many stories as you want to it. And we're gonna put you at the top. You are gonna live at the top of your very own 100-story lighthouse, which at this point is more of a tower, but that's what it is. So all those rooms can be anything you want. We can hire someone else to take care of that Ampharos for you, so you don't have to do any maintenance on the lighthouse part of it at all. Because we're also gonna make you a gym leader, which is the closest thing to royalty in the Pokemon economy. So you're gonna have staff underneath you doing everything you need them to do. You're gonna have 10-year-olds coming in, and you're just and challenging you to these dog fights, and you're gonna win because you got your own 100-story lighthouse, and who can top that?
So I wanted my answer to be similar to Kyle's, that we were just going to add more floors to your 2-story, 700,000 square foot house. But The Sims had the limitation of 2 floors, so we can't do that. I'll tell you what you are getting, Matt. You're getting more house. You're getting a lot more house.
Okay.
So we're just blowing out the back and side walls. We are going to. I think if you held Control or Shift, you could just
You're
drag.
literally shift clicking.
Yeah, you could shift click and just drag the whole thing. You're going corner to corner on this property, my man. You have no more outside area. You don't need it because your house is just square footage. That's all it is.
Everything outside your house is now the void because you have filled up the entire plot of land that your existence is.
If you have kids and they get dropped off from the school bus each day, for them to go from from one side of the screen to the other in the school bus takes about 32 seconds, and it's all house the whole time. So you are getting more house, you're getting more beds, you're getting more guitars, you're getting more robot butlers, you're getting more suits of armor. I think that robot butlers and suits of armors were the two most expensive things you could get. So we're filling it. We're filling your house full of that. You've got rooms you don't even need to use anymore. You got a room, and when you're done with it, you just delete the door. You don't need that room. That was a room you used once, and you threw it away. Your house is going to either become your party mansion or your death dungeon. I don't know. Dealer's choice.
Or both.
Oh, yeah. Who needs to choose? You've got so much money. You've got 2 floors, 1 for each.
All right. Well, then, Andrew, talk to me about your expansion to the Spencer Mansion.
Yeah, so we don't feel like the Spencer Mansion necessarily needs more rooms. There are plenty as it is. There are enough sitting rooms and art galleries to feed a family, so to speak. What we do feel like the Spencer Mansion could use is an upgrade. Call it a facelift, if you will. Some people have in the past complained that some of the textures were a little muddy, a little hard to perceive. So we're gonna update the layout. We're gonna make it look cleaner. We're gonna make it look sharper. But what we're also going to do is we're going to upgrade the staff. A lot of the complaints that we've received in the past is some are very mean, some are off a little out of spirit, but some are fair, which is maybe they're a little slow or sluggish or a little unlively. We're going to update those workers. We're going to make them faster. We're going to make them stronger. And we're going to make their heads red.
Oh.
What does making their heads red do?
Yeah, that sounds like it. Would you wait? Is it is it a crimson color? Would you call it crimson?
I said quicker, faster, and stronger. Did I not?
Yeah,
Faster,
you read the Kanye West lyrics.
Yeah, yeah, faster, stronger, and yeah, you might perceive a darkish reddish hue, but they're going to be more capable individuals, and if they are dead, set them on fire. What?
What?
What? Huh? Wait, are we? I thought we were done talking about
his house now.
What? I said faster and stronger. I don't.
You're putting words in my mouth. Umbrella Corps.
Yeah, this is weird.
I thought we were done talking about Todd's Wicker Fire Dungeon.
We're not.
Well, with that being said, this is the part of the episode where my butterfly sniffing wife and I have to go to some picturesque location in the middle of the downtown of the city that we're living and awkwardly discuss the 3 housing options that we have. With that, you now have one final opportunity. Give me the closing statement. Give me the last pitch as I walk out the door to go meet with my wife over local artisan coffee and awkward conversation and eye contact with the TV camera.
All right, Matt. Let me read you a quote. Yes, I have a dream, and it's not some MLK dream for equality. I want to own a decommissioned lighthouse, and I want to live at the top, and nobody knows I live there. And there's a button that I can press and launch that lighthouse into space. That's Stanley Hudson from The Office, but that could be you, Matt, if you buy Glitter Lighthouse in Olivine City in Johto region. And I want you to live that dream, Matt.
So, Matt, we've already made reference to the 1994 classic movie Blank Check, and in this house, for the low price of 20,000 simoleons, you get to live that dream.
I'm sorry, are you saying Somalians? Are we trading?
Oh, Jesus. Simoleons.
I've never played The Sims. Is that the currency?
Kyle's just got felonies on the brain here.
Simoleons. And I need to really enunciate that. That's the currency of The Sims. So you can do that for the low price of 20,000 simoleons. Matt, you get to make this house be whatever you want it to be. With your power, because with this house comes the ability to activate the debug menu and then become God. With this power, will you inspire hope and happiness in the neighborhood? Will you become a Death Lord that surrounds people in lawn gnomes and then debug drags fireworks to land in the wicker chair 9x9 death room?
It's that one. It's definitely that one.
It's probably that one. Matt, you get to live your dream in this house. And you know what? If you don't like it, I'll tell you what. Just keep all that debug money, move one plot over, and start over, baby. You got choices. The neighborhood is only ready to be filled by you and your weird, twisted fever dreams.
Speaking of weird, twisted fever dreams,
Yeah, there it is.
go ahead, Andrew.
Matt, let's face it. The minutia of your current life has left you without a sense of worth or purpose. You're just simply counting down the minutes on the clock that is your meaningless human existence. In the grander scheme, your life is not much different than that of the common housefly, which you swat away without a second thought. Why not join the Umbrella Corporation and let us give you that much needed purpose? Through Umbrella Corp, you will break the chains of mortality, laugh God in the face as you watch the rest of the world burn in hellfire through your new, enlightened state of being. Also, suits of armor.
28 rooms.
Well,
I have at least 6 full-length feature movie reasons why you shouldn't go to Andrew's house.
I think seven games now, too.
7 games.
Yeah.
Well, not to count Gaiden games.
Well, with all of that information to consider, my wife and I have a very long conversation over locally brewed artisan coffee in a small picturesque park at a picnic bench, awkwardly looking at each other and making eye contact with the camera. So while I take...
I'm really glad that you guys decided to get married halfway through our podcast.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we weren't married. Well, in that case, let me use a different strange metaphor. I'm going to take some debate this pretzels and take all of your debate this answer chocolate and melt it in my debate this microwave, then dip my debate this pretzels in the answer chocolate and come together with a non-denominational holiday small but sincere gift package for my debate this relatives while you give me some good vibes. Tell me what was good about the other guy's stuff.
Did I have a stroke? What was that?
So Matt took my typical debate this food metaphor, but made it not gross and pervy.
It's
I usually
true.
default to talking about making debate this sausage.
Oh God.
Which is interesting because usually Matt takes something
and makes it worse.
and makes it gross and pervy.
I would
so
like
that
to
was good.
say that 2 people brought up death in today's podcast, and neither of those 2 people were me.
Hey, I am playing to my character.
I want Kyle to say
always
nice
make
things.
a murder house.
Shut up so Kyle can say nice things about us.
So, I mean, of course, like, how can you argue against the house that gives you the powers of God in this universe? Like, Todd, come on. Like,
Very good.
the Sims house, like the endless money Sims house. Of course, that's amazing. Like, good job, and I hate you. And Andrew, very kudos on staying in character the whole time, because that was a delight. I thoroughly enjoyed that, even though I'm pretty sure if I did pick your house, I would become a zombie in 20 seconds or less.
There is no death in Raccoon City.
I really enjoyed the lighthouse that I didn't know I cared about. I was really pretty hard sold on the lighthouse until I started hearing about all the strings attached, and I was super on board until the dogfighting thing. But that was a fun ride to get there. It was Andrew's made me realize all the bad things. Kyle's thing made it sugarcoated all the less than stellar ideas. Like, oh no, that's. You want this Pokemon that you have to take care of. It gets sick sometimes, but don't everyone. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
and Andrew, same to what Kyle said. That was a fun ride. I did really feel like you were dragging me into a multi-level marketing scheme the entire time. Only this MLM was going to end up with me being stuck playing Moonlight Sonata to open up bookcases and fending off dogs in the front door.
How many sleazy sales pitches have you sat through to nail that sleazy sales pitch you just gave us, Andrew? Because
Did you say sat through or given?
Yes. Yes to both.
Because the answer is yes.
Either or.
Yeah, Kyle, that was awesome. I think Pokemon is always like, when you think about that would be such a fun world to live in.
Mm-hmm.
No, it would not at all. And you kind of going through that and be like, oh, that's so fun and whimsical. But it's like, Also, your entire life
there's
and economy
10
is based on dog fighting. Like,
There's
Oh.
10-year-olds running around with nuclear-powered dogs fighting each other.
Yeah, there was an issue, but a
Yeah.
10-year-old took care of it, so it's fine now.
right, and we don't have crime anymore because a godchild came through and wiped everyone clean. Like, there's no law. There's no infrastructure. Like,
There's
this is a
only
completely
Pokemon.
There is only Pokemon. This is a completely anarchist world ruled by 10-year-olds.
And I love it.
Like, what a nightmare. And it's the best. Yeah, Todd, Sims was a really fun choice. I feel like you and I both played to our strengths today, which you picked playing God in a Cthulhu nightmare, an Eldritch nightmare, and I picked Murder House, which is definitely our wheelhouses.
Well, now that I have daintily packaged all of my Debate This chocolate-covered pretzels, I think it is time for my girlfriend/wife/partner and I to come to a decision as to where we will be continuing our careers as professional butterfly sniffer and professional feral cat wrangler. And much like every House Hunters episode, I came with a list of demands that I didn't fully explain to you, and none of the houses meet
But
all
are
of the
actually
demands.
very, very important.
Exactly.
And it all came down to the banisters.
Yep. So, with that being said, I'm in an interesting situation here because 2 of the houses come with forced employees that I then have to fill out taxable information for. And 2 of
There's
the
no
houses...
taxes in Johto. I don't know if you heard all this. There's no
The
government.
economy is based on nuclear dogfighting.
And then 2 of the houses also came with, like, a lot of death and significant amounts of murder. And
Choose
then
your own death amount.
2 of the houses
Yeah.
were in very nice, picturesque areas where I could enjoy lots of outdoors activities. And so, after much consideration, I will choose one house to eliminate first, and that will be the house that everyone else watching the episode will say, "Why didn't he pick that one?" And that one for me is going to be the Sims house. Sorry, Todd, you lose. I liked it a lot. It was a great idea, but that ever encroaching void makes me a little nervous, and I'm not sure how I feel about being limited to where the bus takes me.
I want you to know the void is actually the darkness of your heart, and it only comes after you if you feed it.
Okay, well, with that being said, that leaves me with the 2 most picturesque locations, the Glitter Lighthouse and the Spencer Mansion. And after much consideration as to what will work for me and my blossoming family, I have come to decide that I am not well enough equipped to employ a full staff of house help, and so I will be choosing the Lighthouse and moving to the shores of Olivine City to spend my time watching the SS Anne go by.
I won by being the only house that won't kill you.
That is exactly how you won. Congratulations, Kyle.
I never said you would die.
Actually, he was very clear that there's not
That-
death.
There is no death in Raccoon City.
He said it a lot. An uncomfortable amount, actually.
And in fact, none of those times made me believe it anymore.
It's like when a realtor keeps winking at you and saying there's really nice schools. Like you know what he's trying to get to, and you don't
Yeah.
feel good about it.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely have got to give a lot of props to the sleazy sale pitch, though, Andrew, because it was A1,
Thanks.
absolutely. And with that being said, thank you so much for listening to Debate This. Follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DebateThisCast, and the website of the same name that I always forget, debatethiscast.com. If you like what you've heard today, please leave us a review so more people can hear our dumb, stupid, dumb arguments that we will continue to come up with until further notice. Until next week, I'm Matt Cole.
I'm Kyle Short Bob with a long side swept bang Harper.
I'm Todd, highly volumized layer Bob Thomas.
And I'm Andrew, the Bob who has soft fringes and outward curls, Henderson.
Saying thanks for debating with us, and if you think we're wrong, then you can come fight us by the swing sets, nerds.